Good morning, guys. Getting a somewhat productive start to the morning so far. Getting things cleaned up. I actually have that one little cube there completely emptied out because I moved all of the board games over to the bookshelf. Again, I don't know if the bookshelf is going to be staying in here or not because there's only a couple of things on here that are bookshelf worthy. I mean, the rest of it is just quadcopters and video games. Anyway, don't want to get too far into it, but that's what I've been doing so far this morning. It's a little after 8 a.m. and I think I'm going to go upstairs and have a workout. Ow, that was painful. I've got this, from where I fell a couple of weeks ago, I've got this bump right here. And basically anytime I try to do anything that involves laying down, I'm laying on it. Add that to a pounding headache, that makes for a good workout. Alrighty, showered, exercised, showered, and ready to start the day. And I went ahead and did it. I decided to go ahead and take this little leg off the desk, and immediately after taking it off, the whole area feels like it's so much more opened up. So I'm glad I did it. And I actually took just a few minutes. I started looking some stuff up online because, as you may have heard me mention when I was doing my workout, I had some serious pain in this arm. It's not that it's that bad, but you can even see it right now. There's a bump there. There's definitely just a lump. And so I just did a quick Google search, like lump in arm. And as it turns out, when you fall, sometimes you will get what's called a hematoma. You can get them a bunch of different ways, but in my case, it looks like I've gotten a hematoma. It's like a blood clot that builds up under the skin, and over time, it's going to become more spongy. It's going to dissolve. It's going to go away. But they can last for months, which sucks because it's been just a couple of weeks and it's getting better. It's getting better every day. But at the rate that it's getting better, it's looking like it's going to be at least another month probably before it goes away, which sucks. Oh well, we do what we have to do. Basically just means don't do any planks. So I may have to find another workout to do for the next month. And it's quite a little while later. It's already, it's after 1 o'clock? It's almost 1:30. Wow. Yeah, the people that helped clean our house came by and cleaned the whole place. Awesome job. So now my office is in a much better state, and I've noticed when I open the blinds, it is so bright in here now. But look how much space we got in here. Once I move some stuff around, we'll be good. I did go ahead and I have a bag of camera gear I normally leave under there. I took out all the stuff that I don't use on a regular basis, but I still need to hold on to. And I put it all in the attic, so now I've got more space under there. But a couple of things I did take out. I brought out these lighting stands. I have them for my soft boxes, but I don't use those soft boxes. So now I can, when I unbox the Vive, put the Vive cameras on those, or at least on one of them. I also discovered I got a bunch of spare tripods. I'm actually, in my hand, I'm holding this little mini GorillaPod, like the smallest GorillaPod you can get. But noticed I had this little tripod. This is actually what came with the original Xbox 360 Kinect. Got this little tripod that came with the GoPro accessories, and just a couple other ones that, again, I put up in the attic because I wasn't using them, but I don't really want to get rid of them in case I do need them. But anyway, it's, like I said, quite a bit later, and I think it's about time to go ahead and break out the Vive. That was a pretty daunting task, but it's done. Now it's the matter of importing the footage and actually making sense of it. For the most part, the Vive itself is still all contained in the box. I just sort of went through the sections and talked about what everything was and what it was used for. It says it's going to take like a half an hour to get it all set up, and unfortunately, I do not have a half an hour to do that right now, and I still do have some extra cleanup stuff I need to do in here. So unfortunately, or fortunately I guess, I'm gonna have to do this in multiple videos. That's okay with me. So I've done the unboxing, just showing again what's expected in the box, what all comes in it, and it's a lot more than even I expected. The next phase would be to get all the software set up and everything, to go through the initial software setup, and then turn the camera back on and say, I've gone through the software setup, and now we'll set up the hardware. Again, I didn't realize all the stuff that comes in this. It's got a little adapter box that hooks into your PC with a couple of HDMI, a couple of USB ports, a couple of DC in ports. I'm good with that. But it's already after 2 o'clock, I think. Yeah, it's like 2:15, which means I gotta get Duncan off the bus in a half an hour. Fun times. Hooray, FedEx just showed up and it's like 2:30, and there's a nasty looking FedEx bag, but it's full of stuff. Check this out. Oh, and that's really neat. It's a 360-degree hot shoe mount. Cold shoe mount, same difference. I actually needed one of those. A smartphone adapter, very cool. Action cam mount. So it's got a GoPro adapter right in the middle of it. You just slide your GoPro in there. Then it's got the mounts on either side for the different lights. Oh, and the drone mounts. They said they only had 3D printed ones, but apparently they have better than that. And then, of course, the Lume Cubes. 2 Lume Cubes to be precise. Very, very nice. That is absolutely awesome. Man, today is just the day for deliveries. But I got the Vive unboxing finished. It's edited, it's rendering right now. A lot of these videos I've been doing on my desktop because doing it on the MacBook Pro, it's kind of limited, and I want to be able to very quickly go through and edit the video. And it doesn't necessarily matter if it takes like 10 or 15 minutes for it to render. It's the daily vlogs that I really want to keep doing on the MacBook just because so fast to get these 15 or 20 minute videos done. Yeah. I have another dangerous idea. If I were to move this over there, like to where it matches up with the edge of the TV and sticks out this way, I would have basically, I measured it out, I would have from the end of this mat to the front of the room, all the way across, completely emptied out. By the way, I forgot to mention the UPS that showed up was Sennheiser HD558 headphones that I bought at Best Buy. They're actually the ones that I was planning to go pick up the other day, but they didn't have them in store, and they were like $100 off for one day only. I know at least one of you guys in the comments mentioned looking for those specific ones, and most other places there are more expensive. They're like $100 on Amazon. They were $80 one day only at Best Buy, and the everyday price at Best Buy is $180 for some reason. They're audiophile grade, so I'm going to give them a shot and see just how good they are. I do have a pair of Sennheiser 202s somewhere, and I tested those out again the other night, and they're surprisingly good. They're really quiet. They need something powered on the other side of them, basically. But when you pump up the volume on whatever you've got it connected to, it actually sounds really good. It just had a ridiculously long cable on it. Hey, it's time for foods, and Duncan's eating corn dogs, and fish, and tacos. Fish tacos. Fish tacos. Fish tacos. Okay, that was so cool. I got it all set up, and unfortunately, the space that I've got laid out here, you can see it's a weird shape, and it's not terribly big. It was just barely big enough to set up the Steam VR stuff, so I'm gonna have to figure something else out, because this ain't gonna do it. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm gonna have to do something. Hey, he's loving on those toys. Says he's talking to them. You can bring the whole house down on yourself there. I rolled him over on his belly, and look how good he's doing. I haven't seen him do this in a while. Reaching for stuff. Oh, and big burp. Is that fun? You like that a whole lot more now? You used to hate this. Looks like it's a lot of fun now. Turn these lights on so you can see. Disco lights. He seems to like this okay. I'm guessing they must do this at daycare.
Look at the boy.
Yeah, I flipped him over and he's just stayed that way. He's been happy. And he rolled himself back over onto his back.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He rolled over.
Yep. And he's liking it. He's watching the little bee. There's a bee on the pillow.
There's a tease.
Oh, and the burps. Just all kinds of stuff to do. It's a whole new angle. He keeps rolling over and I keep missing it. He'll go from this position to being on his back. It seems like he's figured out how to do it and he's ready to be on his back. But he likes the bee. This is a pretty bee, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, there he goes. You got it. It's like he knows how to do it. Now if he can roll himself back over, like he's trying. Look at this. He's got his back leg pushed up. Once he learns how to kick off a little bit, he's going to roll right back over. He's getting there. Oh, he's cuddling with his Mickey in my office, listening to his little sheep dance. And I'm sitting here with him, as I do every night. Much different angle, though. Everything's turned around backwards. Christina's in bed, Duncan's in bed. Vlog is edited, so I've just got the rest of the night to, not play VR, unfortunately. I got to play for a grand total of maybe 12 minutes earlier. I went through the entire tutorial thing, basically just learning the boundaries and getting the room set up and everything. I went through one game that was not a Vive specific game, and then that was it. That's as long as I got to put it on. And then it was time for Duncan to have a shower. I had to take money out to the boy who mows our lawn. Just this, that, and the other sort of happened all at once. And it's like, well, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. and I've managed to screw things up. Someone in the comments here on the vlog suggested that instead of disabling the comments on that one video, that I should have just unsubscribed from the comments on that video. And I made the mistake of clicking on the box to unsubscribe from the comments. And that took me to unsubscribe from all comment emails. And now I'm not getting comment emails. So I went back into my account and told it to restore all emails, even though it didn't have it listed in there that I had unsubscribed. Hopefully that will get it working again, because it's nice to be able to get those notifications that I'm getting comments, but I leave the comment window open all the time anyway, so I guess it's not that big of a deal if I don't get it working. And I'm definitely gonna have to keep thinking about my setup here, keep trying to figure out the best way to do it. TK was offering up some suggestions earlier, and TK, if you happen to see this, thank you so much for your suggestions and your options there. Had a little miscommunication there because he thought the desk I've got over, the mess desk that I've got over here, he thought that was all one big unit, but it's actually just a leg for the whole box setup here. So unfortunately that cannot act as a standalone desk. I will say, I think things are gonna get a lot easier once the yard sale is over, once I've cleared out a lot of this stuff, and then once I can get things back into a relatively reasonable order. For the time being, I'm gonna go ahead and try to use these boxes. I've got little white boxes in the cube storage unit over there, and I've emptied most of those out, and I'm gonna start using those as dedicated storage for very specific things, and only a limited amount of those things. Because up to this point, it's been like cables from 2006 and tons of controllers for quadcopters. And what I'm going to be doing from this point on is when I get a quadcopter in, I'm keeping the packaging for it. And if I do not absolutely love it 1000%, holy crap, it's my favorite thing ever, I'm going to give it away, or I'm going to sell it, or I'm going to something. Actually, the Syma X5 HC today, that was a great quadcopter, but I didn't absolutely love it because of the size. I kind of wanted it to be a little more sporty. So when the cleaning people were here helping us today, the husband of the group is big into quadcopters. So he actually had me order him a Phantom 3 Standard. He gave me cash to order one for him because his credit card something gave me cash, so we're all good there. So that should be in about a week, and I'm gonna give it to him then. But it was basically like, in the meantime, he doesn't have anything to fly. And I was showing him that I'm putting a couple of these quads in the yard sale. I'm gonna put them in there super cheap just to help people out. And he was just like, oh, that's great. You'll have to let me know when your yard sale is. And I was like, well, are you interested in any of these? He said, well, you know, if you're, and it's like he wanted one, so yeah, absolutely, here. So I gave him his choice between that and the Hexcopter that I reviewed a couple of weeks back. He picked the X5 HC very quickly. I said, by all means, have fun. Let me know how it goes. I found myself doing that a lot more lately. I've become so inundated with headphones and speakers and quadcopters and all sorts of things like that, that whenever the review for them is done, I'm just like, someone please take these. So whenever I see people, whenever I meet you guys, whenever I see friends or family that seem like they might be interested in that kind of thing, I'll bring it up and it's like, oh yeah, I was thinking about buying one of those. Oh, well don't, here. Not that I'm some super generous guy or anything, it's just helping me offload things I don't need. And the rub has hit me finally. Probably saying that weirdly, but I put myself under this schedule for the main channel. You know, I'm gonna do these certain videos on these certain days so people will know what to expect and know when to come back and things like that. And that's a great idea in theory, but the way that things have been going, I've been so inundated with headphones lately. So Bluetooth headphones, left, right, and center. I'm sitting on currently, I'm gonna say 5 pairs, something like that I still have reviews to do for. Obviously the one is one that I bought myself. And then I've got the 2 from Target that I've already made the video for that, I just have to edit it. A couple of pairs of Bluetooth headphones, a gaming headset, things like that. And this company that sent me the gaming headset that showed up today, it was supposed to be a pair of Bluetooth headphones. I just emailed them and they said, well, as soon as you get that one done, we'll send you out the next one. And they're like rushing me to get through this. It's like, well, I can't exactly rush through to get through it now because I am scheduling things out. I guess I can move things around on the schedule. That's not such a big deal. But unless I have like a dedicated Bluetooth headphone day, I'm never going to get caught up on these. Not even Bluetooth headphones, but like headphones in general. Oh well. I'm sure I will figure something out. I'll shuffle things around. I never actually planned anything for Sundays, did I? Wow, the evening has caught up to me quickly. It is already almost midnight, and this little one is still wide awake for some reason. Probably because we've been sitting here watching videos of all shapes and sizes on the bigger TV. I've got the Chromecast hooked up to it, and all I have to do is just hit a button and it sends it from either my phone, tablet, or desktop to this bigger TV, and he's just amazed by it. So I probably ought to turn it off, let him fall asleep, and then turn it back on after he's asleep. Anyway, it's very late, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this video up. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for spending the day with me and the family. We'll see you again tomorrow.